Tonight's headlines: oxygen supply more than enough, says DTI. CALABARZON quarantine classification known Thursday. Coronavirus cases in the country at 1,619,824. NCR mayors urge to address vaccination access issues. Tropical depression GORIO slightly intensifies. And PSEI rises on positive corporate earnings. Good evening. Today is Wednesday, August 4, 2021. I am Elmer Navarro Manuel and this is Tribune News on Q. Here are the stories for this evening. The Department of Trade and Industry said on Wednesday that there is no shortage of oxygen in tanks amid the recent steep increase in COVID-19 cases. DTI Secretary Ramon Lopez also warned airing distributors and hoarders of oxygen tanks that the department would be running after them. The Philippine National Police also said it would investigate the possible hoarding of oxygen tanks and other medical supplies amid the continuing threat of COVID-19. Lopez said there was even a surplus of oxygen supply. Lopez made the remark after Cebu City Vice Mayor Michael Rama urged the national government to ask the police and the DTI to look into the supposed hoarding of oxygen tanks. Health Secretary Francisco Duque on Wednesday said there is no definite decision yet on whether CALABARZON will be placed under enhanced community quarantine. Duque disclosed that there has been a recommendation to place the region under the strictest form of quarantine, but he said this would be discussed by the Interagency Task Force on Emerging Infectious Diseases. The decision on the matter will be announced on Thursday, according to Duque. He added that aside from the COVID-19 situation in the area, another thing that needs to be considered is the provision of giving assistance to affected families. The Department of Health reported 7,342 confirmed coronavirus disease cases on Wednesday to bring the total number of infections in the country to 1,619,824, even as 6 laboratories were not able to submit data on time. This brought the active cases to 63,171, and of the total, 94.1% are mild, 1.3% are asymptomatic, 2% are severe, and 1.2% are in critical condition. The number of recoveries, on the other hand, rose to 1,528,422 after 7,285 patients recovered from the disease. The death toll now stands at 28,231 following 90 fatalities recorded. Data from the DOH also showed that 61% of the country's intensive care unit beds are utilized, while 41% of the mechanical ventilators are in use. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original thriller, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Fiber is the free and secure way to connect with friends and family, anywhere. Send messages and make phone and video calls for free. Download Viber now.
In other news, Metro Manila mayors should address the issues concerning the access of COVID-19 vaccinations, according to Department of Health resident epidemiologist Dr. John Wong. Wong presented some efforts to maximize the gains in the 2-week enhanced community quarantine in Metro Manila from August 6 to 20. Asked about the complaints of people who have not received a schedule after several months of getting registered for vaccination, the mayors said some applicants are not qualified to the prioritized category. Vaccination should be geographically accessible and only 30 minutes away from their homes, according to Wong. He pointed out people lose interest in getting the jabs due to the distance of the vaccination sites. State Weather Bureau Pagasa announced that Tropical Depression GORIO slightly intensified and is now outside the Philippine area of responsibility. Pagasa said the center of GORIO was located 800 kilometers northeast of extreme northern Luzon outside the PAR at 4 p.m. with maximum sustained winds of 55 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 70 kilometers per hour. It is moving northeast at 15 kilometers per hour. It added that GORIO is forecast to intensify into tropical storm in the next 12 hours. The state weather agency said under the influence of the southwest monsoon rains will be experienced in the next 24 hours over Ilocos, Cordillera, Batanes, Babuyan, and Zambales and Bataan. And in business, the local main equities index gained anew on Wednesday, partly on positive domestic corporate earnings reports, but the peso weakened against the US dollar. The Philippine Stock Exchange Index rose 25.15 points or 0.38% to 6,585.21 at the closing bell. The broader all shares followed with a jump of 18.77 points or 0.46% to 4,059.50. Regina Capital Development Corporation Head of Sales Luis Limlingan said that the Philippine shares traded slightly up after the new string of positive corporate earnings results overshadowed investor concerns over the coronavirus and Chinese regulatory action against technology stocks. Volume totaled 1.1 billion shares amounting to 4.64 billion pesos. Gainers led losers at 115 to 73 while 46 shares were unchanged. Meanwhile, the local currency ended the trade at 49.75 to a US dollar, weaker than its 49.61 close on Tuesday. That wraps up the stories tonight.
Catch the latest news on our website,
Indoor shopping mall.
and follow us
The
on
world's original
Facebook,
thriller.
Twitter,
And the first ever
Instagram.
Beanie Beanie
You
pageant.
can also
Now a
subscribe
place
to
for
our
your first
YouTube channel,
win.
Tribune.
Your first
The Daily
catch.
Tribune is one with the nation in facing the
Your first
COVID-19
home.
crisis, and in line with
Your
this,
first big
the
break.
Daily Tribune digital edition and press reader is now
Your
available
first
for
date.
reading
And
online.
even your first love.
Also download the
Araneta
Daily
City,
Tribune
the
app
city
on Apple
first.
Store for iOS users and Google Play for Android users to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarcito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just click on the link in this video to join.
And before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store, Araneta City, Department of Tourism, and Overseas Community Affairs Council member Alan Lin of the Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Elmer Navarro Manuel, and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good night, and God bless us all.
Araneta City.
Every time I'm on the road,
Home to
I
the
can
country's
expect high
first indoor
performance from
shopping
Phoenix
mall.
Fuels.
The world's original thriller. And the first ever
Now
Beanie
with
Beanie
Pulse
pageant.
technology, delivers
Now a place
enhanced
for
power
your
and
first
acceleration
win.
to make every trip come alive.
Your first catch. Your first home. Your first big break. Your first date. And even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
click, that's it. Never thought self-service can be this slick. Modify plans in a snap, walang hirap. It's a wrap, just tap the app. Now you can check, view, subscribe, renew. Help and support for you. Out with the ring apps are the in thing, you know what to do. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Self-service and easy to use, mas okay tayo dyan. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Instant response, no hold time pa, wala nang hintayan. Download Globe at home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan. Download the Globe One and Globe at Home apps from Google Play Store and Apple App Store now. Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.
Iba ng panahon, ang dami ng bago ngayon. Pati ang mundo natin, well, nagbago na rin. Buti ano bayan, bigger, better na. You can buy it sa centers, pati sa mga parties, may online pa at app. You can buy it with your fingers, still phone remittance and more. Online shopping, you can buy it all. Di magpadala, you can buy it all. Anumang pera transaction, you can buy it all.
Sabayan ang pagbabago ng mundo for all your pera transactions, all new Bayan.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.